What up, Queen City? We are here tonight, Wednesday evening of tournament week. We are rolling into the 8th event of the season, the main event number 4 on Lake Hartwell. This has been an annual event for probably about 5 years now. I want to say maybe 4 years. I don't think so. I think it's been 5. But this is always a fun one. We usually go this time of year, early May, as early as we can, and you're looking for fish all over the lake. You have your largemouth you can catch, you have your pre-spawn, post-spawn, possibly still fish on the beds. I would venture to say definitely fish on the beds. We've had reports of fish on beds on Hartwell in June, so I would imagine, depending on the area you're in, you're going to find some fish on beds if that's what you're looking for. We were just there a few weeks ago for the BASS event, obviously, and there were plenty of anglers there who finding fish on beds and plenty of anglers fishing main lake. So it really is a great fishery not too far from home that offers so many different things. And I love going down there personally. I love our relationship with Neil Paul and Visit Anderson, and they are bringing us back for a second time. Our venue is the same as last time. We are at the Hilton Garden Inn in Anderson at 115 Destination Boulevard. So feel free to come and hang out at the venue. We are going to have a live weigh-in. We will be back to having food and drinks and possibly dessert. And then we'll go virtual next month for our weigh-in. And then we'll go back live again at the end of June. So a little bit of back and forth here as we go through the summer. Definitely going to be virtual for the No Limit event. Definitely going to be virtual for the Clash, but we'll be together for the second Lake Norman and for our annual charity event. So a little bit of back and forth, but you guys should be used to this if you've been fishing with Queen City for a while. So that being said, I do want to thank you guys for watching tonight. And if you've been watching this little podcast we've been doing all year, that's awesome. We appreciate it. It's really just about giving guys their shine. And we have a special guest here tonight who knows a little bit about Lake Hartwell, but he's also an amazing person and Queen City angler. So we're going to give him some time to talk about his business, to talk about him as a person, and to talk about what he just did on Hartwell a couple weeks ago. But I do want to just consider this our captain's meeting. You all know if you fish with Queen City, I send an email out late Friday night, just going over some of the basics, usually the same stuff that we talk about in our little virtual captain's meetings. But we did add a ramp the other day. I put it on the file. It is there. It is pinned on the map. We did bump up the launch time. We had an angler request that we launch at 5:30, first cast at 6. And we ran a quick poll, and it seemed like a majority of you agreed with that. So we bumped up from fishing from 6 to 2, submissions up until right before 3 o'clock at 2:59:59. And all of that is posted in Tourney X on the event tab. And obviously, we just said it now. We are a metal catch board series only. We did have an angler using a carbonate board last month that unfortunately we had to disqualify. So if you don't have a metal catch board, please reach out to us. All the rules are posted under the files tab. There is a list of all the access points along with a map with all of the pins. And there are so many access points on Lake Hartwell, both in South Carolina and Georgia. Both sides of the lake are open. You can fish Georgia side, no problem. And just make sure you're using an access point from the map we have made. You know, we added all the Georgia ramps to the map when we co-hosted with BASS a few weekends ago. So we are back for the main event, and you all know the goal. The goal of the main event is an average of 120. So I ran some quick numbers. We're currently sitting at 61 right now on Wednesday evening. If we just hit 80, which I think we will be fine, but if we just hit 80, we are on par for our TOC purse of $15,000. So obviously, I would love to hit 120. Obviously, that's the goal. I want to hit 120 every month so I don't have to calculate the average. But we'll see what happens. Last year, we were around that number, but we were double dipping with Peach State. This year, Peach State did not come back with us. They are on Lanier this weekend. So I think we're going to lose some guys to Lanier. But, you know, that's the way it goes, unfortunately, with so many clubs and some overlapping on scheduling. we'll see what happens. But we have somebody's guessing 132. I love that. We got a few comments that I did want to throw up here. We got a little bit of a discount over at Kayak Outdoors, courtesy of Drew Steele. I don't know if that's him who posted that. It just says Facebook user. Let me check on the phone here real quick. But yeah, so yeah, it is Drew. So really hoping we have a great event here down on Hartwell and get to see each other and hang out for another event. It's crazy to say that we're in the first week of May and this is our 8th event of the season already. We have been nonstop. Everybody seems super excited and love having you guys here. So if you don't know, actually, let me stop before I bring him in because he's smirking in the background. But if you guys have any questions about this weekend, post them up. Let me answer them now before we start chit-chatting with our guest. We only have one guest tonight, and he's behind stage, and he's holding this really, really fancy trophy that I want him to talk about. So we'll see how all that goes. Is there a ramp list? Yeah, it's under the files tab, and it's 4 fish limit. You should read the rules once in a while. One night we'll bring Ryan on. I just never know when he's free, but he's free enough to be here and annoy me in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in the Lake Hartwell champ from the BASS Open a few weeks ago, Mr. Lowell Brannan. What's up, buddy?
Hey, welcome, bud.
Hey, so you're going in and out of being frozen. I know service where you live in the woods is a little rough sometimes, but it's good to have you here. That trophy you're holding is absolutely amazing. And thanks for taking a couple minutes out of your evening to come hang out with us.
Man, I appreciate it. It's been a wild couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah, I bet it has. I want you to, I guess, yeah, let's start with the bass. Let's start with what you did a few weeks ago. You know, I was going to bring you on the week after. Life got crazy, but we're here now.
Right.
So I'm sure you've done a few podcasts, but I don't know what podcast guys are watching. So tell us, wrap up that weekend for us. Tell us everything about it, and then we'll move on to Queen City.
Yeah, so went out and pre-fished a couple times and wasn't seeing the bait, wasn't seeing too many birds. Got a little worried about it. As the weekend closed down got closed into about Thursday, started finding my friends, the cranes, and I started finding the herring starting to move up. They were about 10 feet out by Saturday morning. Unfortunately, they were busting around the ramp. They were giving away a lot of my secrets, and which I tried to cough and holler every time they would bust in the water to keep people from hearing them, but it wasn't working. So
that's a good.
I had a little bit. I had a little bit of pressure right there for a little bit, and I just had to abandon my area and go to a spot I had found on Thursday, and caught a quick limit, small, called it throughout the whole day, all the way to the end of the day, actually, and landed about 4th going into Sunday. So Sunday was a little different, cloudier, rainier, which was awesome because I knew that was going to put a huge damper on the bed guys. And I just went fishing, man. I just took off. I went back to where I thought I could catch them. I had a small limit. I caught it a couple times, and I made a run like 40 minutes, hit a couple brush piles, and the fish were not there, and I was sitting in like 3rd. So I just said, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back where I lost the big fish on Saturday. It had been eating at me all week or all night, and I went back to that spot. It took me 40 minutes, 45 minutes to get there. And funny story, my wife had called me, and she's just some kind of good luck, man. She'll call me and tell me what she's doing, and I swear to goodness, I've caught more of my biggest bass on the phone with her. And to the point where I started thinking about it. Is it the vibration of my voice? Maybe I should be singing while I'm fishing. I don't know. But so
I'd like you to
I
try
freaking,
that on Saturday. Let me know how that works.
yeah. So
About
she
100
calls
other
me. She
guys
said,
hoping you'll try that.
yeah, she says, how's it going? I said, well, it looked like I was in third a little bit ago. I got to get rid of a fish, and I felt my line get heavy, set the hook, and it was like a 19 and a half. So, they shot me up the first, but a lot of people didn't realize that because it was right at the time they shut it down. So I
I mean,
called
I didn't
another
realize
time.
that.
Yeah,
I
I
called
called
you and I was
again.
like, I thought you were sitting in second, and I was like, dude, did you do it? Did you call? And I don't know if you want me to say exactly what you said to me, but
Yeah,
there was a couple there was some good words in there, and you were excited as
sure.
can be. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then I called another time. So um, it was just a special moment. I didn't know that I'd won it for sure because there were so many guys that could have caught a kicker and knocked me out of it. But uh, reading the body language of some of those top guys at the weigh-ins, at the ramp, I thought I had beat them. So, but you never know. So,
You never know.
no, I didn't. I didn't have it. I really wasn't accepting it yet, but I had a feeling I had done enough. Um, and obviously it was enough. So, it was a great,
Well,
crazy weekend.
obviously, huge congratulations.
Yeah.
For the anglers who are watching or may end up watching this on YouTube, tell everybody how much you won.
Yeah, man. So $10,000 was in my account the following day, and
So
actually won
BASS
another.
paid you.
Yeah, Steve Owens paid me within the following. By Monday, I had $10,000, and then also won another $1,000 with the BASS Georgia, South Carolina, and the Queen City South
Yeah, I
deal
can't keep
there.
you
I
straight.
won. Yeah, that's right. So I won. I bought another $1,000 with those guys.
Dude, that's
So roughly
awesome, man.
$11,000 that day.
Not a bad weekend. Not a bad weekend. And if you're anything like
No, it was
me, I know
awesome.
you care more about that piece of hardware that you're holding
Yeah.
than all that money.
Oh, it's any real angler. Uh, I think over the years that we've met, and it's about what you win, and beating those opponents is
Yeah.
way more important to you than the money or any of that.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited for you. You get to fish at the Classic or whatever we're calling it next year, the Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship.
Right.
Wherever it ends up, we'll be pulling for you hard, and you'll be one of plenty of Queen City anglers representing the Carolinas there. Obviously, we are a North Carolina Bass Nation club, so we get to send guys from North Carolina. We were given some seats with South Carolina for the Southern Division, so you'll have some friends wherever you end
Oh, it'd
up
be
fishing
awesome.
that event, and we'll be pulling for you for sure.
It'd be great to be able to travel somewhere and get a house with some of you guys.
Yeah, so we'll where are you sitting right now in the main series standings? Do you know?
I only done that 1 2 day tournaments. I don't know if the ones that I've been doing through South Carolina count or not.
Yeah, no. So those are the South. So you may have a
Yeah.
shot to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was just curious if
Yeah.
you'll fish against some of those North Carolina guys trying to qualify.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, let's switch gears, kind of,
Sure.
and tell us, outside of being a dominant angler 2 weekends ago, tell us who Lowell is. Tell us
Yeah.
the business you run, and tell us, how long you've been affiliated with Queen City, where you bring
Yeah.
us every year so you can win your own plaque, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So a lot of the new Queen City guys don't know me. I've sort of stepped away from the scene for a year or two to be with my son as he chased down a state championship for wrestling. We really had to put a lot of effort into that, and coming back
Yep.
from 2 shoulder surgeries, um and I ain't gonna lie, I got a little burnout. I was traveling too much, fishing too hard, and just sort of did a few tournaments here and there. So, but But to go back a lot of years ago, me and my son went down to Lake Wateree, which I despise. And I met.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Yeah, I despise. And I met this little guy from New York named Vinny at the ramp, and we signed up. And it was just awesome, man. My son ended up getting 8th place in that thing that day. So I got to watch that, and that struck a fire in him to fish, and he did for a while until he just couldn't do it no more. And I chased down the Angler of the Year points for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years. You know, I'd make the championships, but I couldn't fish them because I may be traveling or hunting or who knows what. And I won Mountain Island Lake. My first real success was winning that tournament against Queen City. I've had a lot of top finishes, but it was my first win, and then I had won the Lake Hartwell also. So those two Queen City events that I've won, I don't take those lightly. They mean a lot to me, and they were hard to get.
You know, they really are hard to come by, and there's not many guys that have multiple trail wins, you know, main event trail wins. Obviously we know we can name a few, right? Heat's a beast,
Sure.
beast, Goodwin's a beast. We got plenty of really, really strong anglers, but yeah, man, you won a big one down on Hartwell 2 years ago. And I remember I met you in the parking lot to give you the plaque, and you grabbed it and you said, man, this is all I wanted today. And I know you really wanted to say, and you wanted to beat my ass, but I know you really wanted that plaque. But so you know, we love coming down there. I love having you down, I guess, kind of local to that area. I love getting to see you every time we come down. But tell us the presenting sponsor. Obviously, I've tagged it 7 million times the last couple of weeks, but you know, what business do you run? What do you do? What areas do you service?
So we're Air One Heating and Air Conditioning. I started it as a young kid, doing heating and air at 16 years old in the summer times for some pretty rough guys. I worked 610s. I built my way up from $4.35 an hour to running service crews, to running install crews, to running businesses, to opening my own business, to creating a pretty successful business here. We're always a top 10 dealer for American Standard, and so I've got 30 years experience in the heating and air world, and I'm a master electrician. So we service the whole upstate. We service Duke Power Energy plant. We service dozens of churches and schools. We have a good thing going, and you know, we have a great reputation here. We service all Anderson, obviously Greenville, just the whole upstate. We'll usually go 1 hour in any direction. After that, you'll have to, you know, pay us to move that farther than that. And so we're we started sponsoring Queen City quite some years ago, and you know, I like doing it and supporting you guys, and it's just been a blast, really.
Well, you know, I appreciate it, and I love you as a friend and borderline family at this point. We've traveled numerous places around the country together. We've hung out for weeks on end, and I actually just picked the plaque up this afternoon. I love seeing that yellow A and on the plaques, and it's looking really good on that big shiny Queen City one this year. So somebody's going to be excited to go home with that. And this is you know, in 2023, we were fortunate enough to be able to have $2,000 first place prizes for all the single lake events. So Hartwell single lake event, and we have $2,000 going home with somebody with your plaque on Saturday. And I know you're not going to feel bad for people, and you're going out to win it. So everybody will have a target on your back as well, trying to knock you off your throne down there.
Yeah. Oh, I feel it coming. I'm all right with it. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna go out tomorrow. I took tomorrow off work, and I'm gonna try to find the bait. I'm gonna try to find the fish, and I'm not saying I'm gonna win. There's so many great anglers that could always win, and but I'll definitely be putting my all into it.
Well, I'll be rooting for you. I know like I said, you'll have a target on your back. I know Bennett's probably been sleeping on his kayak on the lake this whole week. I think he'll be tough to beat, but we'll see what happens. What's your lay of the lake? What do you think is going on? Do you think it's got a little bit of all three phases, like I mentioned in the intro, or are we done with the spawn? I mean, today's a full moon, give or take, right? So,
no, man, I'm dabbling in the boat world here, and I have a lot of friends that fish boats, and some are struggling, some are doing good, some are catching them on beds. Some are still fishing herring, some are flipping docks. So I think it's going to come down to just that group of guys that has a nice solid limit, and then whoever catches that big kicker is going to take it. It's just that's just the way it is. You take Jeremy Heath with a nice limit and another 25-incher, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it.
He catches another 25-incher, I'm going to remove him.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we might have to give him a lie detector test.
That dude has caught two 25-inchers on a lake that most people consider a numbers spotted bass fishery. Sure. He's got two 25-inch largemouth. So that's insane.
I like seeing him get that at the Bassmaster tournament. I actually walked into the restroom, man. My armpits were sweating, dude. I was sweating. My mouth was dry. I was like, what the freak, dude? And I went in the bathroom, and Jeremy was sitting there, and I'm like, I didn't really care what he had to say. I was just asking him, how was your day? And he said, man, it was great. Caught a 25-incher, and I was like, what? It was great. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, it was a great day. So I was happy to see him. I was happy to see him catch that and get all the way back up into the money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I wish I could have been there with you guys. That boater really ruined it all for me. I was in an area where, based on what I did Sunday and then what I probably would have done on Saturday, I'd have been right there with you all. But that's life, and these things happen. And if a couple years ago when we did Hobie over there, I talked about how lucky I was that a boat didn't steal my fish and he stayed off my area. Well, this time it was the exact opposite, and I didn't get to hang out with you guys, but that's okay.
Oh, man. I don't know why Hartwell's turning into that. I was working on a heating and air conditioning unit yesterday for a avid boat angler there on Hartwell, and he fishes a lot of the lakes around here, and he's like, man, I don't know what it is about Hartwell, but the boats are getting more and more aggressive. If you're fishing a point, the boats will just fly right in and fish it right beside you. A lot of kayakers are like, oh, this boats are just harassing us only, but that's not really true. They're doing it to each other also.
I don't get it. You got to be borderline off your rocker to just roll up on someone else. And, why do you want that stress?
I want to win as much as anybody. And, I don't even, if I'm eating, I'm eating casting. If I'm peeing, I'm peeing while my rod's in my hand. Both rods are in my hand, Like, I've ate my sandwich and set it down and caught a bass and then pick it back up and eat it, and it'd be damn wet with bass water on it, like.
You ain't the only one, buddy. Trust me.
Yeah, so I want to win too, but I'm not going to do that to another person to win. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's bad for the sport. It's really bad for the boat versus kayak mentality.
Yep.
And I was with Frankie Wolf, and I was looking at Frank, and I said to him, I was like, man, if this guy wasn't so nice, I'd be really ripping into him right now. But it was sick. I mean, we were crossing lines. Like, come on, man. Like, what we're fishing for. You're fishing for a couple $100. Get out of here, dude. And then you stick a 6-pounder. I was like, but regardless, man, not about me. I say all that just to say I wish I was there, a couple spots below you, watching you lift that trophy, man.
Yeah, we had a few guys show up. It was fun, man. My family shot down there, and I told them I felt like I got a top top 5 or 3. You know, nobody really knew for sure. A lot of people were watching online, and when Steve Owen said something about the guy's birthday was today, obviously it wasn't my birthday for a second, so a lot of people knew I had won it at that point. But
Yeah,
it was fun.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I think this weekend, I'll be honest, man. I think guys that love fishing those docks, they're gonna have a shot at it. You know, you got a lot of fry garters there, and guys that are good fishing beds. I don't know, they'll find a lot of them, but they're there. There's bedded bass right now, so you
So
can find them.
you said 3 things that I didn't even say when I was, giving my little breakdown of time of year. So I said pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn, but you since have said herring spawn. You might have mentioned shad spawn. I don't know, kind of the same deal, but different species. Shad
Right.
spawn, and now you've said fry garters. So this is literally like a fisherman's dream. You don't really necessarily need to practice. You might
No.
practice may
Yeah.
work out where you find bigger fish, but I feel like this is the kind of event where you could show up, put a bait in the water, and probably catch a limit. I mean, I remember a couple May events I fished with Queen City on Hartwell, and I was catching 30, 40 fish. So I
Yeah.
think guys are going to have a lot of fun, regardless of what
Yeah.
the standings look like. I think anglers are going to have fun this weekend, and that's obviously part of the goal.
Yeah. I think so too, man. I think there should be a lot of limits caught. Saturday is supposed to be a little overcast, cloudier. Should be pretty good fishing conditions. So, um, I just think people
Yeah,
catch them. I think people don't need to chase other people's fish, and they don't need to chase other people's styles. This is the perfect time of year to fish what you like to do, and just stick with it, and you'll probably catch them.
I think that's a great way to describe what I think is going to happen. You're probably dead on. You want to go throw a shaky head, go throw it. You want to bang some docks, go
Uh-huh.
bang them. You want to chase shad
Yep.
out in open water, busting on bait, go do it. Like
Yeah,
this,
but
man, I'm
don't do
sitting
one
here
of those
talking.
things because don't do one of those things and you've never done it before just because you think that's how I won or that's how this guy won. Do what you do, and that's
Yeah,
gonna be your best shot at winning.
yeah, yeah. I think that's perfectly said by the reigning champ here and favorite for May 6th.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna definitely give it a good try, but yeah, Little Bennett's hot. There's a lot of good hot. You know, you got Jeremy. There's just so many people you can't name them all, but um, we just see what happens.
Well, something cool we got going on. Rock Outdoors team division. We got Landon and Tim. They haven't lost in 2023. They're undefeated, 3-0. So
Oh
I'm
wow!
interested to see what Landon and Tim do in their 4th event of the season. If they go 4 for 4, I'm interested to see what some of the guys who may be doing really well in the South and really well in the West. I want to see what they can do in a main event that
Mm-hmm.
we would say normally is going to have 100+ anglers. So we'll see. This
Right.
is not a 30 person. This is not a 60 person. I mean, hell, we're over 60 on Wednesday. So safe
Right.
to say we're going to break 100. Obviously, I don't know, but it'll be a
Yeah.
bigger event. So, let's see what some of these other guys can do. And $2,000,
Yeah.
and
They just
the big thing is 300 points. 300 points on the line.
right. Yeah, and I'm not
So
chasing the points for Queen City this year for one reason only, and that's me and my brother are headed to Alaska in November to on a pretty extreme mountain goat hunt. Just like Queen City, man, they always set them things up when I'm trying to hunt, so I know this way in advance. So
it's the same
I'm not.
weekend.
Yes, so I'm not. So that's why I really didn't. I'm not doing a lot of the Queen City main deals. I'm gonna do some that's convenient, but I'll be gone that week, so I'm gonna be
Yep,
hiking in those Alaskan mountains around Sitka Island, looking for
that's
mountain
crazy.
goat and Sitka deer, and um. So I've actually been training hard to get my body ready for that, and
Wow.
yeah, it's extreme, but Yeah, there's some great anglers at Queen City, and anytime you can win one of those events is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, man. Well, look, it's Wednesday, 8:30. I want to thank you for everything. Thank you for being a friend.
Yep.
Thank you for being a sponsor. Congratulations on your huge win. And I imagine I'll see you Saturday at the venue.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'll be there
Awesome.
one way or the other. I'll be there.
Cool. So I'm supposed to be driving into town, getting there at about 2 o'clock, setting up for you all. But it looks like it's going to rain here in Charlotte. So if it rains, I'll be in town earlier.
Okay.
We have softball Saturday morning. So if it rains, I'll be down there earlier. If not, I'll be in town, just set up, ready for you all to come into the venue. And Neil's got the hotel room waiting for us. I have permission to bring food in. So we'll have some Domino's pizza. I got some Pepsi products on hand, and we'll have a good time.
Oh man, it'll be a blast, man. It'll be fun for sure.
Cool. Well, Lowell, go tuck that trophy back in wherever you stole it from, and I'll see you in a few
Yeah,
days, buddy.
I got a buddy of mine gonna build me a special shelf for it, and then Anderson County sort of surprised me with a huge plaque for winning that tournament last
Really?
night, and yeah, it's um it was just recognized me winning that, being a local and winning that tournament, and it was at the courthouse, so
Nice.
it was crazy. But I got that last night, and it's not to put down any tournament trail, Hobie, Queen City, or any of them, but I just never would have imagined the attention that Bassmaster deal got from the public. Because when you think about bass, people who don't know anything about fishing, they know Bassmaster.
They know bass. Yep.
You can win the Hobie championship, but don't mean nothing to 90% of the population. But
Yeah.
you win something with Bassmaster wrote on it, man, it's a big deal.
Yeah, we're all in this little kayak world, and inside our
Yep.
world, we know what's important. But outside of our little bubble, the only thing that matters is those 4 letters and that blue. And it's the truth.
Right.
And Steve-O, I got to give props to Steve-O. He's doing a great job as the brand new director this year. I know he's got some plans for the future, and I'm rooting for him. And I hope the series continues to have success. It was my first open that I got to fish
Mine
against
too.
you all. I'm planning. I don't know if I'm planning now. I was planning to go to the Susky, but I took a new job, so I'm not sure how much off time I'll be able to swing anymore.
Sure.
So we'll see. But Susky bass will be fun.
Yeah, I feel you there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know what the future holds right now. But
hey, nobody knows what the future holds.
that's true. My life lately has been cleats on the dirt. That's really what it's been. It's been softball 5-6 days a week. So it's been pretty crazy. It's been fun. It's all good stuff. It's just we get a little tired around here at the Ferrari household.
Hey, I know what you feel like, man. I spent a lot of my life in a gym, and I got 3 more years in a gym with my daughter, and you gotta love it, man. You just gotta go with it and try to get them to the top.
That's it. That's what we're aiming for. She went to obviously we have realistic goals, right? D1 softball is insane, but she went to a Clemson game against NC State with Mary. Actually, while you were hosting the trophy, they drove out to Raleigh to see Clemson against NC State, and that gave her a little spark, a little like, okay, maybe we can do this. So who knows what?
Well, we have one of our best friends has a daughter who's the starting catcher for Coastal Carolina, and they're a pretty good team. So I went to my first college softball match or whatever game last year at Myrtle Beach, and those girls are something else, man. They're very powerful.
Yes.
They're very good athletes.
Yeah. So we'll see what the future holds, but we're having fun right now. She's 9-0. You know, little Ezzy, man. She's 9-0. So we're jacked up about that. And she's got a tournament Sunday. So we'll be at the fields for like 12 hours on Sunday. So we'll see how we do this weekend.
Right.
We got second in the last tournament. We're hoping to be in that championship game again and maybe get a little revenge.
Oh, you'll get it. Y'all get it.
We'll see. Well, all right, Lowell. We'll go give your family a kiss and a hug, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Yep. I'll be there, brother.
Have a good night, bro.
See y'all.
Man, that guy is amazing. Stand-up guy, amazing family man, successful business owner, phenomenal angler, all around just the kind of person you want to have in your life. And I'm glad he's in our corner here at Queen City. And when people say things like, "Hey, I'm not chasing the points. Hey, I'm not chasing the tournament of champions," it's okay. Like I say it all the time. I'm here to provide you all opportunities. What you do with those opportunities is up to you, right? If you choose not to fish with Queen City for whatever reason, that opportunity is here until it's not. And this year, between me and Blaine and Native and Big Adventures and Boondocks and Academy, the opportunities are endless. 18 events. We've done a Hobie event. We've done a Bass event. We have the Native event coming in a month. So the opportunities have been endless. And so far, we're having a really good season, and guys are excited, and the numbers are there, and the money's there, and we're going to be over $50,000 by this weekend, and it's only May. Your championship's on par. The hardware is where it needs to be. So, I appreciate you all for coming, and I'm glad Lowell hung out a little bit and talked. He's not usually a huge talker, but we got to keep him on here for about 30 minutes tonight, so that was awesome. So Ryan Brennanman, Hook Sets with Ryan, has been taking these and putting them on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is over 500 subscribers, which was a goal last year, so that's pretty cool. But you can always catch these videos on YouTube if you want to watch them at a later date. And I understand we're not doing anything groundbreaking here. And honestly, I wasn't sure this would last into May. I really just wanted to let people know who some of our supporters were, and either get to shake their hands at a weigh-in and know whose hand they were shaking, or just sit back on a Monday or a Wednesday night and just hang out with the crew. And that's all we are, is the crew. So if you're watching, we appreciate you. There's 22 or 23 people in here right now. But he's been posting them all up on YouTube, so that's cool. So feel free to jump over to the Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing and give that a subscribe and a like on any video you need. There's some walkthroughs on kayaks on there. Queen City Angler owns most Bassmaster and Hobie trophies. I don't know. I think Ewing owns every Hobie trophy that's ever been made this year. So, but we as a club have done really well. Chad, obviously, tremendous $9,000 victory at Santee, followed by Lowell taking down $10,000 at Hartwell. So, you guys are showing out as anglers. I'm proud to be your director / commish. And anything you all need moving into this weekend, just let me know. I am your director. I am your judge. Mary will judge for me while I'm driving down to Hartwell. But other than that, I am your director. Send me your small bass. Keep in mind, I said it already, but we moved it up to 6 o'clock. So launch is at 5:30. First cast at 6, last cast at 2. And, everything is where you need it to be on Tony X. So thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday night. Enjoy the rest of your week. And if you need something, just let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.